Hi everyone, welcome to the session again on the rest of the states that we are yet to cover. We will be if you have not gone through our earlier introduction on what are the possible uh, criteria that you have to look at part one which we published today, and the first part where we are looking at the criteria on the deadlines or the timelines, and also on the rules of state, whether state will remove candidates, etc. And then before go ahead and watch that till the time we start with the states and then come back to here. We have done that part one. So this is part two, where the initial introduction might be helpful for you to take decisions. We look at Haryana now. Haryana is publishing its results, possibly provisional in the morning tomorrow, and then final results tomorrow evening. That is the expected deadline for Haryana. So first thing is, in case you are a candidate who's looking at Haryana seats, you can wait for a joining date extension if it is available till today. You're an All India Round 2 candidate who was yet to join the seat. Wait for a joining extension. If some notification is published by today, then it will be good. In case you're an All India Round 1 retain candidate or All India Round 2 join candidate, then you have already joined before, immediately after the allotment results you joined, or you retained an All India Round 1 seat. Wait for a resignation notice till today evening. If it is if the resignation notice comes up, then you will have time, and it extends beyond 5th September. Then you will have time. As of now, 5th September is the timeline. You can go through the earlier recording part of the session, earlier sessions introductory part. We would have explained that. So if by 4th September, today night, or maximum by 5th September afternoon, your resignation timeline extension or joining date extension is not, notification does not come up, then you're stuck with a situation where possibly you are looking at a fifth deadline without any information on extension. There's no point in extension coming later, which will help you decide. So, if there is still a way out, if your Karnataka, Haryana provisional results come in the morning, and then possibly the Haryana final results you think will reflect the same. In that scenario, wait for that. If Haryana results come in, then that is also good. Nothing happens. Till tomorrow afternoon, nothing happens. Then take a decision between your All India Round 2 seat that you're yet to join, or the one that you joined and or retained in from All India Round 1. That decision you can think of now itself, saying that okay, this is a state round 2 seat I am expecting possibly, or this is the All India Round 1 seat All India Round 2 seat I am holding, round 1 retained, or All India Round 2 yet to join, or All India Round 2 join seat I am holding. In case no notification comes up, no results come up, what will I do by 5th September deadline? That you can take a call, because you won't have a confirmation on extension of joining, resignation, etc. at that point in time. Take a call today itself. And if your decision on that is saying, okay, I'll go with my All India Round 2 seat, I will not wait for my All India State Round 2 seat, leaving my All India Round 2 seat. If that is your decision, then go night today, probably travel, and or ensure that by fifth afternoon you will be there at the at the round 2 institute. In case you wish to join finally without any information here, you at least have a possibility of joining. Check with the institute on September whether they are available tomorrow afternoon, and then take a call. It is in the nick of time, it is in the nick of time. So basically, take your decisions very strongly by today. But wait for these extensions till possibly max by tomorrow afternoon, leaving 2 to 3 hours for joining. Check with the institute too if they were available on 5th for joining, in case you decide over here. But if your decision is very clear, in case All India Round 2 timelines are not extended, nothing happens, I'll go with my state round 2 seat. I'll not join or I'll resign. Then you will still have to possibly be with the institute for resignation too. Just take a call on that. If you haven't joined, then nothing to be done. You can wait. If your state round 2 is what you are finally going with. Assumption here is that Haryana will not remove All India Round 2 joint candidates from state round 2 allotment. Haryana has actually provided the clarity on this in the terms of removing the clauses from last year, saying that All India Round 2 joint candidates will be removed. Last year, there were clauses saying All India Round 2 joint candidates will be removed. Haryana has removed those clauses this year very specifically. So they are also aligning with everything. So we believe that the results, anyways, will, if they come in on 5th, they cannot remove, and they will not remove. Punjab, Punjab, we are looking at a timeline of 5th September today for the provisional, and the final results on 6th September. So, one again, exactly like the other states, wait for the joining date extension. If you are an all India round two seat holder, you're yet to join. You're allotted a seat and you're yet to join. Wait for a joining extension notification today evening or by tomorrow afternoon maximum. So let us say the joining extension doesn't come up. For you, there is a possibility of joining and then resigning. So similar to that, if you let us say wait for a resignation timeline extension, even if joining is not extended, tomorrow afternoon you get a resignation timeline extension. Let us say it comes till 7th. We don't know the date, but let us say it comes. Then an All India Round 1 retained candidate, already joined All India Round 2 candidate, or yet to join candidate can join and then resign after September 7th, right? Your only consideration is whether Punjab will remove you from the state round 2 allotment. Punjab has actually, last year, they said that they will, All India Round 2 joint candidates are not eligible. This year, they have removed that clause. Second, when there is an extension of resignation, MCC will not even possibly share any joint candidates list till the last date of resignation. In round 1, they shared the joint candidates, admitted candidates list, not towards debarment, but generally a generic doc without any direction. They shared the admitted candidates list to help out candidates who have missed out on 18th only after the resignation deadline was over almost. So that you need. So basically, it might come only later if the resignation deadline is provided. So there's nothing to remove over here. May not remove. But take your assumption here. It is your call to take an assumption of whether they are going to remove or not. It is unlikely. Is what it looks like. We can look at the decision. Look at the last year's versus this year's and see that there are changes in clauses. Now, let us say even this does not happen. Wait for the provisional. No intimation on extension is provided. Wait for the provisional results at least. If you think that there might be a change between provisional and final, you can take an estimated guess. And in case that comes up by 5th afternoon, that will also be good. Nothing happens on 5th afternoon by tomorrow. Let us say you don't have an extension, you don't have an extension of resignation, you don't have an extension of joining, and you don't have a Punjab results by 5th afternoon. There is a decision that you have to take. Now itself, you take that decision whether in that scenario where nothing is going to happen, whether you are going to go with your All India round 2 seat and join it and keep it with you, or not join it at all or resign it and have your state round 2 seat. Resignation, we are still not sure. MCC might even come up with a resignation deadline later. Then you would think maybe I could have gone ahead with your All India round to seat, but this is a forced choice that you will have to make because you with limited information in case none of these notifications come up by tomorrow. So decide by September 5th afternoon in this scenario. Between your All India round 2 seat or state round 2 seat. If your decision is to join your All India round 2 seat or decide resignation of your state round 2 seat, any one of these, I'm going for state round 2, you'll have to be at the All India round 2 institute. Take that call before September 5th. Check with the institute on the timelines, whether they are available tomorrow, and then take a call. So Uttarakhand also changed its prospectus to allow round 3 upgradation. All the states have almost allowing round 3 upgradation, and Uttarakhand state has changed its prospectus to also take away the complete join clause and the ineligibility matrix, etc. They have removed that, and they have come up with fresh rules. So assumption on whether they will remove join candidates from state R2 allotment, it doesn't look like, but you take your assumption. First, you take an assumption of whether they are going to remove all India round to join candidates. The results are going to be after 6 September, 8 p.m. only. So your first thing is, let us say you'll have to wait for your all India round to not join candidates. Wait for your joining extension till 6th, 7th. Let us say they give it after 7th. Then you can hold on to your joining till 7th and wait for final results and take a call. Let us say they don't provide a joining date extension for All India Round 1 retained or All India Round 2 joined candidates who has already joined or somebody who was not yet joined, there might be a possibility of a resignation timeline extension, right? By 5th, you can join. All India Round 2 or not joined candidates also can join. But let us say the resignation is extended till 7th or 8th. Possibly. If it happens, then you can take a call and wait till the resignation deadline after joining so that so this final result will come up. And after the final results, you can go and resign your seat and come back and join. You'll have ample time for joining here because the joining end date is 11th. So this is as far as Uttarakhand is concerned. In case Uttarakhand results are not published on 6th or none of these happen by 5th, first we'll look at the if both don't happen by 5th, then you'll have to take a decision on All India round 2 seat for a state round 2 seat if no notification comes in by 5th, because Uttarakhand round 2 results are going to be the next day, not on 5th but on the next day. So you'll have to take a decision by 5th afternoon at least, you talk to the institute if they are allowing a resignation or joining. So depending upon whether you are willing to, between the two seats, all India round two seat that you have and the state round two expected seat, if you are not able to figure that out, tough call. But expected seat versus all India round two, you have to take a conscious call on whether I am going with the all India round two seat or the state round two expected seat before September 5th timeline. Possibly by afternoon, you have to decide. If you're going with joining the all India round two seat, you can take this decision now itself and ensure that you are available at the All India Round 2 Institute. If your decision without any extension is to join the All India Round 2 seat and take it up later, whatever happens with Uttarakhand Round 2 results, I will, if they allow, I'll join. Otherwise, I don't join is my decision. Then you will have to be at the All India Round 2 Institute. Otherwise, or in the other case, if you have already retained or joined your All India Round 2 seat and you think that I'll resign it and only wait for state Round 2 seat, we'll take that thing because I believe that state Round 2 might give me better options. You can also do that. And that will be you will have to be at the All India Round 2 Institute to resign or if you've already joined or retained. So keep note of that. So as far as Uttarakhand is concerned, slight difference from now on, whatever we are discussing, going to discuss from now on, because 6th September deadline, 5th September is a crucial date. We are looking at states which are where final results are declared after 6th September. Rajasthan, Rajasthan, we are looking at a start date, final result on 6th September midnight. And Rajasthan has also changed its clauses to accommodate for state round two to all state round three movement. And all India round two joint candidates removal has also been removed. They have removed all the clauses. No clause mentions now that all India round two joint candidates will not be eligible for state round two. So this assumption you have to take. If you're a Rajasthan candidate, we may not be able to take it. We will be able to tell you that these clauses have been removed, but you can take an assumption. It is looks like more states, all India round two joint candidates may not be removed. Let us assume that you're going with that. Then one, you have a timeline to do. First thing is with whether or not that assumption is two things that can help you is the joining date extension. Let us say all India round to join you have not joined your all India round to seat and the date is extended from 5th to let us say 7th. Then you have time to look at the results on 6th September and decide. Let us say this doesn't happen. Then the resignation timeline extension becomes important. You'll have to look at whether the resignation timeline, as of now, nothing is notified. But till 5th, we know that we understand that the module will be open, we will be able to resign. If that is extended at least, even if joining is not extended, you can join the seat. Or if you're an already AR1 retained or a joint candidate, you can resign the seat 2 days later when there after the results, right? But this needs to be extended beyond the 6th, not just on 6th, but beyond the 6th. Wait for that. If both notifications do not come up by today evening or max by tomorrow afternoon, the only option is to take a decision on All India round 2 seat versus state round 2 expected seat. How will you define? You have your All India round 2 seat, state round 2 expected seat either through allotment mapping or look at the options available, trends, etc. till last year, because nothing changed till last year as far as round 2 is concerned. There might not have been a big change, but minor additional impact due to all India round 2 joint candidates going will be there. So a conservative decision you take, and based on that, whether you are going to join your all India round 2 seat if no notification is available, or resign your all India round 2 seat, or not join your all India round 2 seat, you have to decide. If you're joining or if you're going to resign after joining, you will have to be at the all India round 2 institute. Take this decision possibly today itself on what you would decide. If you don't have this resignation or joining date extensions, what will you decide? Whether you're going with your All India Round 2 seat or going with your state Round 2 seat. Depending upon that, you will have to be at the All India Round 2 Institute in case you have to join or resign the seat, depending upon your status. Okay, so that means check with the institute also whether by September 5th they will be available in the afternoon. The person should be available, and you have at least a few hours to complete your joining process. Jharkhand, Jharkhand is a state where we are a little confused because we are not entirely sure about the joining. This assumption you need to take. We just had to change that. Jharkhand is a state where you are not sure about any changes on the round to join seat or nothing specifically mentioned because the prospectus is not published. They go with the old guidelines. They do it on a when it comes, as and when it comes basis. So it is very difficult to estimate what will happen with the removal of seats, but you can always wait for the joining extension, right? All India round 2 joining is extended beyond the 6th September. That is fine. You will always know that. You can not join and wait for the results. In case it is not extended, but the resignation timeline is alone extended, or if you are an All India round 1 retained or joint candidate, after joining All India round 2, today you can go and join, or tomorrow you can go and join, and then you will be allowed resignation. But here the only consideration is whether there will be a removal. That assumption you will have to make, because Jharkhand has not published or notified anything. Most likely there will not be, but you have to take a guess, because without an actual notification, we will not be able to suggest anything on that. Wait for Jharkhand round 2 results if nothing happens, and then take a decision. This is a very tricky decision. If no notification is there, you don't know what will happen, etc. Given the case where you don't even know whether round 2 will be removed, etc., you might have to take a like every last year, All India round 2, whatever seat you hold versus state round 2 expected seat, you will have to take a decision. And by September 5th afternoon timeline, if you take a decision to go with All India round 2 seat, I'm going with All India round 2 seat, let the state results come up, then I will take a decision on state if they allow resignation later, because today I don't know information, don't have information. September 5th, I don't have information. I'm going to go with All India round 2 only. Then you can go ahead and join the seat before September 5th. You have to be at the institute before for joining. So today itself, possibly September 4th itself, you will have to travel. In case your state round 2 expected seat is a you're going with the state round 2 seat. I don't want my All India round 2 seat. And if you have to resign the seat, you already retained or joined the seat, then you'll have to go to that institute and be there on September 5th without any intimation. Tomorrow morning, then there is a notification, then you'll have to come back. So these things you'll have to manage. Yes, it involves a lot of travel, but you have to manage. Pondicherry, again, with no intimation on the final results. Only option for Pondicherry and no intimation on round 2 joint seat, change in prospectus, etc. Nothing has been given in with clarity. So the only thing that you can do is wait for an extension notification to tomorrow, as far as joining is concerned, or wait for an extension notification for a resignation timeline extension notification tomorrow. So yeah, only if you wait for that and you get that, then you will be able to take a call. Otherwise, you will have to take a blind call between All India round 2 seat versus state round 2 expected Pondicherry seat. Very few admitted candidates are there, so there are vacant seats in government. If you're looking at private, it is a very tricky thing. So it is, they don't follow trends. There are a lot of confusions, etc. So Pondicherry is a little bit tricky only. But take a decision. If you are confident about getting a seat in Pondicherry, then leave your All India round 2 seat and either resign it before September 5th or not join it before September 5th, and then take a call later. So we'll be looking at Negrim's Meghalaya. So Negrim's started the choice filling on 29th and they ended it on 3rd. The final results are expected on 6th September. Hopefully, hoping that they will. There is no removal, etc., because they will allot all candidates usually too. It is a direct process. But in case there is a removal, you will have to check with them whether they are going to remove all India round to join candidates and with what data they will remove. We are not sure. So it is highly unlikely. But in this scenario too, you still have an option of waiting for the deadline. Let us say the joining day round to joining is extended. When till 7th, then you will have a hope that you can wait for All India round 2 results. After looking at the final results of Negrams, you can take a call. In case it is not it done, you can join the seat and wait for a resignation deadline. So if the resignation deadline is at least out by tomorrow, today evening or tomorrow, on September 5th, if it is by afternoon it is out, then you can join the seat. You have to be at All India round 2 institute to join the seat and then wait for the resignation deadline. So this travel related formalities you will have to take care of and then wait for the resignation deadline. But check with Negrams on whether they'll remove or based on any MCC list, etc. MCC may not share the list, but still do a double check. Wait for the round 2 results and then take a call. In case none of these happen and you are not entirely sure and you have to take a decision between All India round 2 and state R2 expected seat, Negrams, you know the list of candidates who are eligible and the seats that are available, you will be able to make a pretty good decision, possibly, or the worst case what you will get if everybody participates. But you talk to those candidates, try to connect, etc., and then take a call on All India round 2 seat versus state round 2 expected seat. If you believe that the All India round 2 seat is going to be better, lesser chances for state round 2, join it and then take a call. If you believe that the state round 2 seat is for sure going to be better, then you can take a call on non-joining the All India round 2 seat or joining and waiting for resignation. That is a call that you can take. And Himachal Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, has removed all the clauses with respect to all India round to joint candidates and state round to allotment. There are only though minor reference to the cases exist in the prospectus, but these are very minor references. But beyond that, in the prospectus itself, they're allowing round three upgradation, and they have also removed the clause which says all India round to joint candidates are not eligible, etc. So we can expect that they may not remove all India round to joint candidates, but it is an assumption. It is an assumption you have to take. Himachal's results are on 7th September. So the final results are on 8th September. Provisional is on 7th. So in case they don't release their results, the only option is to wait for an extension of All India round to not joined for All India. If you have not joined your All India round to seat, wait for an extension of joining. Let us say the joining is still 8th, highly unlikely. 3 days joining extension. If it happens, then you will have a chance to look at the provisional results and then join. If it is on 7th, it will be neck to neck. But if it is on before 7th, then you don't have a choice of joining, taking a call on joining. Then you will have to look at the next extension, whether after joining a resignation timeline extension is given till 8th. Assuming that if you join and resign too, you will still be not removed from the clause. That this is the assumption you have to make. And if it, let us say the resignation timeline is also 8th or something, then they extend it till 8th. Then you have further hope. From 5th onwards, they extend it till 8th because 9th choice filling starts. We don't know whether they'll do it till 8th evening, but if they do it, then you will still have hope of looking at the provisional and even possibly the final results and then taking a call on deciding. If none of these happen by tomorrow and you're still, the extensions are not intimated by tomorrow and you're still confused about it, the only option is either waiting for Himachal R2 results with status quo on thinking that there will be some extension, or a better option is to decide between your All India round to seat, the one you have not joined or you have retained and you joined or you joined, versus state R2 expected seat. It is a tough call, but you have to take a decision. Now itself, you can think through today itself and take a decision on, okay, in this scenario where I have not got any seat in any extension, I have my All India round 2 seat and no extension happens at all, will I go with All India round 2 or will I wait for the state round 2 without All India round 2 seat in hand? So that you will have to decide because resignation may not be possible, originals are involved, etc. If you decide on All India round 2 seat, if you have not joined it, you will have to be there. If you decide on a state round 2 seat, you decide that I don't want to have my All India round 2 seat because I might have a better state option. I shouldn't be stuck at a position where I will not be able to resign. Go resign your seat by tomorrow afternoon. Be there at least so that the resignation time deadline can be taken if the extensions don't come out. So this is basically Himachal also has removed all the clauses, so you can take a call on that. Whether this removal will happen, because that is a critical one. That is only an assumption. We can tell you what that the clauses have been removed, but whether they finally decide remove or not is up to the state. Okay, and based on what they remove is always a question like we have been mentioning. So this is as far as Himachal and Meghalaya are concerned. Which this we close this. Beyond this, we will be moving on to those states which provide the final results on 8th September, or because provisional is not even available on 7th September. Final results are on 8th September, and states like Karnataka where there is a confusion now, and also on states which provide beyond 8th, like 9th September, 11th September, etc. Tamil Nadu alone we have covered earlier. Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, etc. We'll cover in the next one, next part.